Hello coders, good afternoon. I'm a bit late, I do apologise. I was screwing around with one of my lights. Uh, the Elgato light just sort of decided to turn off and not turn on again. So I had to screw around with that, and then as I was doing it, the light fell off of its fixture. So there was a lot of choice words in this office about 10 minutes ago. That's now up and running, and also I'm standing. Woo! So I haven't been standing for a while because there was a problem with my standing desk, but has now been fixed, which has made my day far better. Anyway, we're not here to talk about standing desks or Elgato lights. We're going to be doing the 8th lesson in the course, logging course. And by saying we're going to do the 8th lesson, it means that I'm going to actually go through the documentation of the 8th lesson, and I'm going to try and build the lesson in Windows and in the WSL, and try and fix any documentation issues. So there's going to be a lot of like documentation writing and reading and a little bit of code. This course is about logins with PHP. So there is a secure area that can only be accessed if you have a session. So this course is all about setting up sessions, logging in, logging out, accessing secure areas, that kind of jazz. Let's get into it. Let's get into the old code here. So let's move that over there. Okay, so this is lesson 8. So lesson 8 is to populate the secure area with user data. This is actually quite a fun lesson to do because it covers a lot of things. So the nullish coalescing operator is what we're going to cover. Concatenation of strings, ternary statements, and the modulus operator. Okay, so there are 1, 2, 3, 4 steps in this lesson. So lesson notes here. And we're just going to work from the top and go all the way down. So I think what I'm going to do is go into preview mode first. Okay, so to get a user's order. Okay, to get a user's order, the getOrders function needs to be called with a username. In this lesson, we will hard code the username. In the future lessons, we will in a future lesson. See, this is where we have to go in and just tidy up things. But essentially, what I'm doing is proofreading. In a future lesson, this username will be dynamically set to the username of the logged in user. All right, fine. So to do this, add the following to dashboard.php. And if I remember rightly, what we've been doing is putting in the full path to those things. So let me, like tests and orders. So going back to lesson 8 here, we need to have the path, which I believe is public dashboard, because if we go back to lesson 7, there should be, here we go. So we've got config public, and then in here we should have dashboard.php. There we are. All right, so that's good. So to add this, to do this, add the following to public dashboard.php. So username is hard coded to how to code well 1, and the orders is get orders passing in the username, what I've just set up there. Okay, so let us try that. First up, go to dashboard.php. So I need to go into my Parallels VM here, and this is the secure area. It hasn't been styled up yet. I think that might be something we're doing in this lesson. I'm not sure, but anyway, let's get on with this. So nano dashboard. That's me going into the wrong place. Nano dashboard.php. And what we want to do is, to do this, add the following to the public dashboard.php. That would live that's strange. Hold on. Where would that go? That doesn't make any sense. There needs to be a PHP block. in here. So that would be there. Da, 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 da. Have I done? I think I've skipped a big part of this out. That's how we would style up the thing. I think I've skipped a bunch of stuff. Here we go. So there's a for each loop. That's the modulus using the alternate rows colors. But I'm looking for, here we go. So we actually need to do this. We need to put this in PHP tags. So I should really technically say to do this, add the following to the top of the public dashboard .php file. And we need to pass in that, and we need to close that off. Right, so I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to paste this into the very top of here. So up there. So I think, go away. I need to, there we go. How to code well 1, passing in the username and calling get orders username. Now this still doesn't look correct to me because we need to include the get orders function. So where have I done that? It's certainly not in lesson 7. This is why I'm a little bit skeptical as to this. Doesn't actually look like it's set up. That's what we did last time. This is in common.php. That's get user. Some tests here. Get orders. That's the function that we created. That's the one we're going to call. And then it goes straight into PHP stan. That's fine. But where are we actually setting up? Okay, I'm just going to spin through the lessons. So lesson 0 is intro. Lesson 1 is how to install the project. Lesson 2 is building the login form. Lesson 3 is building the secure area. So in this point, do we have any PHP? No. 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 Lesson 4, style the login form. Lesson 5, style the secure area. Again, no PHP here, because what we need to do is call include. No. Lesson 6, handle the user login. I don't think there's anything in here. Nope. I don't think so. This is what we need. But this is on Bootstrap. So where have I done it on the... Here we go. This is in submit the form. Now all the tests are passing. Call the blah, blah, blah. Open up public login.php and update the PHP code to look like this. So this is on the login form. Fine. So where have I done this on the dashboard? Or have I not done this at all? Require, this is on Bootstrap, this is on Common, this is on maybe I haven't, maybe this is the place we need to do it. What we need to do is include that file. Scroll. Here we go. Require once. Now all the tests are passing. We can alter the get user function when the login form is submitted, or we can call, the get user function when this. Open up login and update the PHP code to look like this. Boom. Okay. So we need this in here. So to do this, add the following to the top of the dashboard.php file. That is what we need to do. So again, I'm going to, I could just copy that, couldn't I? Because I've gone and altered the code already. So if we put that, there we go. Put that in there, that should work. So, okay, good. So that was missing. Tut. Okay, each order will have a set of items. These items... these order items are held in the items element of the order array. Okay, to get the order items, To get the order items, add the following to, again, public dashboard.php. After the call to the get orders function. To get the order items, add the following to public dashboard after the call to the get orders function. Okay, so we're going to copy that in. That goes underneath here. Again, there we go. Okay, so display the username. To display the username, replace the hard-coded username in dashboard.php. Again, give it a decent path with the value of username, like so. So here we go. We've got welcome and then username. So what we could do, scroll down here, is get this out and replace it with this. Still in the header, right? Still in the head. Yes, sorry, I was looking in the wrong place. Username, how to code well 1, passing that in to get orders. So essentially what will happen is once you've logged in, this username will be dynamic. That's the point. But we've got to get there. Okay, so then so that was get a user's order. Okay, and then the next one is display the username, which we've done. Okay, so we're halfway through ish. So the next one is display the order items. So this is going to be tricky because if I was to scroll here, replace the hard-coded. Here we go. Let's get rid of all. Let's put this back into preview mode and get rid of that so we can actually see it like normal people would. Replace the hard-coded order items in the. Oh gosh, it was going so well. Let's just change that to be public. There we go. Right, left and right. There we go. So replace the hard-coded public. Replace the hard-coded order items in the public dashboard.php table with those from items. That doesn't really sound right in my head. So replace the hard-coded order items in the public dashboard table with those from those. No, because that's from those from. So of those held in or assigned to the items variable. That sounds better, apart from I can't spell variable. Call yourself a programmer, can't spell variable. Variable. I call myself a programmer with dyslexia. Each item will need its own row in the table. Yes, so create a for each loop in the... I should really be reading this from preview rather than the... I want to try and get out of that habit. Right, where am I? Each item will need its own row in the table. Create a for each loop in the T body. I should say element. That prints out 3 table cells which hold the item's name, price, and date ordered. So let's change those things. So that should be element in here. That print out 3 table, which prints out 3 table cells. That prints which. Okay, so let's go and reread that again. So create a for each loop in the T-body element that prints out 3 table cells which hold the item's name, price, and date ordered. Boom. So there we go. That's our for each loop that we need to do. So let's see if I can copy this. He says. Right, now go back over to parallels, and it is past. Here we go. It's in the T-body. So what we want to do is take all this out. So I'm just going to delete all of this. I hope I've done this right. I think I have. Who knows? Right, so at this point, we want to paste in this block. Right, so the for each loop has, yes, that is correct. That is good. That is what I'm after here. Because what we're doing is we're saying, well, that's the TR. Whoops, silly. And we're looping over each item, and the TR is the table row. So we are creating a new table row with these three things: item, product name, product price, and order date. And we're echoing them out. That looked good. Okay, so what's next? Run composer test, and you should get the following error. Okay, so let's come out of this and save it. If I can I save it? You're gonna save the modifier? Yes, please. File name to write? Yes, please. Cool. So I need to run composer tests. However, I think I'm gonna get other errors, but we'll give it a go. So composer. Do I not have composer? Composer. Yeah, here we go. Composer test. And I need to do this from the root directory, don't I? Which I'm in. I'm getting ahead of myself. So here we will wait in anticipation for the error. Drum roll, please. More than one error, Pete. More than one error. Okay, that's CBF. So we can do composer clean to get rid of that stuff. This is just like, yeah, it's formatting stuff. That's fine. I'm not overly fussed with that, to be fair. I have a note in the course saying if anyone gets any problems. Here we go. This is the problem. This is the problem. So warning, a file should declare new symbols, classes, functions, constants, etc. and cause no other side effects. Is that the error in common? No, that isn't the error in common. So what have I done? Hang on a minute, this is so strange. Why do I not get this error? Why do I get another error? What have I done? I've obviously done something to the code. Have I put anything in my ignore stuff? Please say I haven't. No, I haven't. So I'm not ignoring anything. So unless I'm ignoring something in common.php, which would be this. Yeah, well, I'm ignoring something from CS. Get orders. That has that in it. That's what I would expect the error to be. However, a file should declare. That's weird. I'm a little bit confused, to be honest, which doesn't take a lot. So it's offset items. This should be thrown because the items here is this is moving into the null coalescing operator. This items, order items. I'm so confused. Why does that not throw a null coalescing operator error? Let's go back to the code a minute. So let's do a nano of dashboard again. This is where it should fail on items. This is because we're pulling out, go away. This is because we're pulling out items, order items, and we haven't decided the shape of this. Or have we? I'm confused. Have we decided the shape of this already? So this error is due to a missing offset items in the variable items. Let's call everything items. We know that this is an array. However, it technically could be null, as the user may not exist, or the user may not have any orders. To fix this, we need to... Okay, well, that makes sense, but are we saying that get orders or get orders items? How is that set? Let's go back into our let's go back into common a minute. No, it's not in public. It's in config. Yep. No. Nope. It's not in the config. Where would it be? Is it in the root? Yes. So we are calling this method getOrders, and we are returning an order if the user is equal to the username. Now we've hard-coded the username, so we know that that will return an order. And the order will have this shape, so it'll either be null or an array. And if it's an array, it'll be of this shape. So, therefore, if it's a null, then items should be... and this should technically throw an error. Because if the order is null, then this becomes null. Well, this becomes undefined. This becomes not undefined, that's JavaScript. This becomes an illegal offset. Because orders is null and therefore items doesn't exist. So therefore we need to do something. We need to apply the nullish coalescing operator to sort that. That was the whole point of this part of this course. But it doesn't appear to be throwing that, which is so confusing. Run, and you get the following. Items does not exist. Now, we do get an error, and the error is... I'm wondering if the error is covering up for the other error that we should get. Let me come out of this. Let's do... right, let's do composer test stand, just focusing on the static analysis for a minute. Here we go. So here we go. That's the thing. That is the thing. That is the thing. So that's confusing because we got this error from... Oh my god, we got it from PHP CS. I was thinking it was coming from PHP Stan, but it's not. What a moron. Well, that was my own fault for just being a douchebag. I think what I need to do is, instead of using our lovely test thing, which is this run composer test, we need to just focus on composer stan. All right, composer stan. Now make sure that that is the same error that everyone else would get at this point. Offset items on line 12 and dashboard.php. What have we got? Come on. Right. We've got line 7. We've got items does not exist. That's fine. But why is it on line 7? Go away. Why is it on line 7? It's on dashboard.php and it's on line 7. And this is on line 12. And you should get... I mean, I could change the wording so you should get a similar error. I think, though, for what's the word? For completeness, I think I need to copy over this error, or just change the line number to match. Let's just go over to parallels again and copy this out. Let's copy all this out. So let's run that. There we go. Right, let's... Now, I don't know if I can copy from parallels over to the Mac happily. So let's run this. There we go. That's better. So line 7. Let's get back into preview mode. So yeah, composer test stan. PHP stan using the configuration here. That is the error. Script stan handling blah blah blah. Okay, so this error is due to a missing offset. So the other error that we had with PHP CS is something that I'm going to be dealing with after this whole thing, because that's just another thing that I need to sort of cope with. Anyway, this error is due to missing offset items in This is due to the missing offset items in the variable items. I don't like that wording. We know that this is an array. However, I think I could probably do with changing silly views. Let's just get into that one. I know I said I wanted to do preview mode, but this error is due to the missing offset items in variable order items. There we go. In the element. Of the order items array element. Okay, cool. Boom. Right. Okay, we know that this is an array. However, it technically could be null, as the user may not exist, or the user may not have any orders. That's true. Right. To fix this, we need to set a default value for site. What? Oh, my eyes. Items. For some reason, that looked like an S. See, dyslexia. To fix, been a long day. To fix this, we need to set a default value for items, which will default to an empty array. Adjust the items variable assignment. Okay, adjust the assignment of the again, can't spell, assignment. I think, yeah. Adjust the assignment of the items variable to use the nullish coalescing operator to set a blank array if the value is null, which is that. All right. After this adjustment, rerun test stan. All tests should now pass. So this is the fix. If we go into there and go into here, go into our dashboard and click on you. Come on. Let me go down. Right. What we want to do is essentially, I should copy it, but it's that. Yeah. Yeah. So we're saying that the items variable, if is equal to the assignment of the items element within the orders array, and if that doesn't exist, so if that is null, then what we do is we return a blank array, which means that this loop can now complete. So if we kill that and then go into test stan again, fingers crossed, this should now pass. Happy days. Happy days. Let me get rid of all of this stupid spam. Boo, 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 boo. I am going to report all the things. Sorry. Let me. I don't know what is wrong with the YouTube comment system recently. I've tried all sorts of things to get this particular spammer to just basically sod off, but it's just being a pain, an utter pain. So much so that I was considering just not bothering streaming, doing this as an actual video. But anyway. Right, moving on. So we're on, where are we? We're on this part here. After assignment, rerun composer test stand, all tests should pass. Woo, good. Okay, alternate the order items table row colors. We're good for time. So create 2 CSS classes in public assets main.css. I'm glad I put the path in there. That will handle the alternating row colors. I'm spelling it the proper way. The English way. Not the American English way. You have your dollars for your variables. We have the actual name color. Right, so this is actually CSS. So can I put that back there? There we go. So we want to get into public assets main.css, which is nano of public assets main.css, and we want to copy these two. Again, I'm going to go back into preview mode. We want to, where are we? We want to copy these two here. If I can, thank you. And we want to, I need to set up the scroll wheel on my mouse for this, rather than just press or find out where page down is. That would help. Right, let's paste that in. There we go. Let's come out of this. So do a command and no, that's not going to work. That's gone into, oh no, is that gone into a background process? Come on. That has gone into a background process. Oh dear. Open anyway. Yes. Thank you. Rats. Yeah, right. Okay, good. Paste that in. Right. Remember the shortcut keys. Okay, adjust the for each loop in dashboard.php. Again, we're going to give that a change. That should be more explicit. Let's say it's public dashboard.php. Where is that? To increment a counter. Okay, create a variable called counter above the for each loop and set its initial value to 0. Within the for each loop, increment the value of counter for every iteration. Okay, so that's what we need to do. We need to put counter is equal to 0, and then we're going to increment that plus plus. All right. Again, we're going to go into our dashboard here and scroll all the way down to the bottom to our lovely for each loop, and is it above the for each? Yes, it is. So we want to break out of this PHP nus here. Tab that out. Tab that out. All right. And we want to create a variable called counter, and we want to equal that to 0. That's not 0. That's 0. And then open that out. Like that, and then in here we want to do counter plus plus. Brilliant, that's great, YouTube. Thank you for just putting everything on hold there and just sort of saying thank you for the report, but you can't actually see anything else. It just, yeah, it's just why? Just sometimes I would wish I would like to have a, just, I don't know, a coffee with one of the YouTube people. Just say, look, sort it out, please. It's a great platform, but it's got these holes. Okay, create a variable called row class, which will either be assigned the value, I'm reading this, the value of even or odd. This will be set to even when the counter is divisible by 2. If the counter cannot be divided by 2, then the value of row class suffix will be odd. use the modulus, which is that symbol, operator in the if statement. What now? Okay, use them. Okay, in the if statement, this check is performed like so. I obviously couldn't speak when I was doing that, so scroll. Use the modulus. No. Okay, so right. To do this, use the modulus operator in the if statement. This check is performed like so. Right. Grab that. To simplify this, we can use a ternary statement like so. Right. Grab that instead. Go back into preview mode. Where are we? We're here. Right. The row class suffix will be concatenate. What? No. Concatenated. Is that how you spell it? Apparently. Yep. The row class suffix will be concatenated with the string row hyphen to create a CSS class name, which will be assigned to the table row. Good. Print the dynamic class name to the table row like so. Right, so grab that and go into here. Go here, paste that in there, call, and then grab that and paste that as a class. In fact, I'll just type it. So is it on the TR? It is on the TR. Sometimes these things are on TDs. So class is equal to, don't do that. Thank you. Class is equal to this. Cool. And then we loop over there. Okay, your dashboard.php should now look like this. So let's go back to editor mode a second. I'm editing the preview because that's how tired I am. This is public hyphen dashboard.php should now look like this. So right, let's compare. So we have username, orders, and items, and that's the null coalescing operator. So I'm going to go straight to the top. So we got a require once. That is needed. That's definitely needed. Let's just copy that. Yes, so that's needed. Okay, username is how to code well 1, orders is get orders, items is order, orders, items, null coalescing operator, array. Require once common.php, username, how to code well 1, orders, get orders, username, items, orders, items, null coalescing order operator, empty array. Fine. Then we do all this jazz. We get the stuff. That's great. And then we echo out the username. That's great. And then we have a counter. Counter is equal to 0. That's correct. Then we loop over and we increment the counter for every time we iterate over the loop. Then we have a row class suffix, which is equal to a ternary statement of counter, checking if it's divisible by 2. If it is, then it's even. If it isn't, then it's odd. Then what we do is we echo out the row with the concatenation of row class suffix to the class, and that becomes our odd and even class. Good. Okay, scroll down. Right. Okay. Let's come out of this because we've got to the end of the page. Let's hit echo or print or whatever that save thing was. I'll use FG to return to the nano. No, thank you. It stopped anyway. Right, then let's refresh. This is not going to work because I haven't got the server running. Let's go to I can't remember. History. What are we doing? I'm trying to find the command that I used to run. Here we go. Here we go. And I think it's -t, is it not? To supply the working directory. Yes, it is. (172). All right, so this is so annoying. Get me back to my prompt. How do people work in WSL? I just missed my Mac. Right, let's go to 172. So let's do 172. There we go. So we're now running localhost on our public directory, which means that we should be able to access the dashboard.php. If I was to refresh this page, fingers crossed. No, it didn't work. Oh, it's 80, not 80. Fine. There we go, and we can see that we got the alternate rows there. That wasn't so painful. Why am I spending £1,500 on a mixing deck? Anyway, whatever. This is just dummy data. So that's really good. I think I'm going to put in a part in here about going to rerun the web server and visit. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So we're going to get to there. There we go. So after that's done, this is going to rerun the web server and visit the dashboard page in the browser. Okay, so notice that the order is showing items from the how to code well 1 user, and each row in the table has alternate colors. Cool. And we'll put that in like that. And brilliant. That is good. Cool. Okay. So these notes are they're going to be given with the course when, you know, as a download, but also I'll be using these kind of as like not a script, but kind of like notes for me as I'm actually doing the video recording of the course. So like, for example, when I say rerun the web server, I'm actually going to demonstrate how to do that, and then go to and then say, notice that the order is now showing items from how to code well 1, and then checking on the alternate rows colors and maybe changing those to demonstrate that and screwing around with the code to make it break. But I think that's good. That has come a long way, actually. We did a lot of adjustments, which is always good. Just sort of refining it, really. Let's get into the terminal somewhere or wherever it lives. There we go. So if we do git status, we should see that we have just the one file. If we did a git diff, we should see that we have a bunch of changes, which we do. That's cool. So I'm going to come out of that and go git commit -am adjustments to lesson 8 docs. Boom. Boom. Cool. Well, that's great. So next week we'll be working on lesson 9. And lesson 9 has, it's now talking about the sessions in more detail, because we have been mentioning sessions before. But this one is about starting a session and then securing the dashboard, logging into the application, displaying users' order items. So what we'll do with this is we will go through this. There is a unit test. What's this doing? Oh yeah, test that the user is not logged in by default. So test that attestation is false. Then we get an error that is logged in doesn't exist. So that's a TDD. So test-driven development. Then what we do is we build that and we return false. That then makes that test pass, which is all good. However, it's going to fail because it's not returning the right users. So run test again, blah, 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 blah. So then we have test is logged in, passing in that. So that's going to return true because that's returned. We've changed that to return whatever, I think. No. That's going to return false. There we go, because we're returning false. That's correct. And then what we want to do is make sure that we set a session variable called foobar, and then is logged in, unset the session user key underneath. Yep. So we'll go through all of this. We'll go through all of this next week. Logging into the application. So this is an adjustment to the login.php. So there's a couple of things that we need to do there with the paths and stuff. Usual jazz. Display the orders item. Then this is testing the user key. When this is another test, another failing test, and then we return the user key of the session, or we return null. So here we're setting the user key to whatever that is, and then making sure that the key and the get user key are the same. And then this one is getting the username when not set. So making sure that the get username returns empty, which it does with the coalescing operator here. And then what we do is we get the username when set. So we set the username here as the user key. Username, pass in the username there. We want to make sure that that is the same username that comes out of this. So get username is now going to return the username that's in the user config based on the user key that we've got from the session user key up here. Yes. Okay, that's fine. And then we put it all together by saying make sure that you're logged in, and if you're not, then we echo that out. And that's all good. And then lesson 10 is regarding redirections. So if you're not logged in, then you redirect to the dashboard. This is on index.php. And we use index.php like a switchboard, essentially, saying, like, are you logged in? Yes. Then go to the dashboard. Else, go to the login page. And then putting in tests around that, and then testing around the login page to make sure that, are you logged out? And, if you are, then go back to the index page, and same with the, right, so this is more of a finer adjustment. So if the user key is null, is not null, sorry, then the user key is whatever's in the session, and we redirect to the dashboard, and we exit. Else, we return an error, invalid login, please try again. Yes, and then that's it. Wow. So lesson 9 is what we're going to tackle next week. We're getting there. It's taking a long time, but we are. Anyway, I need to shoot off. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everybody, and I'll see you on Thursday for the podcast. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.